already. The snow has returned. Maybe
It
that's
has.
why I have a headache today, because
I know.
I'm not excited about the
Leanne's
snow.
like emergency texting me, like, do you have any Tylenol?
SOS.
I'm sorry you have a headache, Leanne. I know the snow is back. It
Yeah.
can be a little bit of a headache, but
A little bit.
luckily we're not shoveling feet of it today. Just a couple inches for most of us, but it will make for slick travel as we head through the day today. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. You can see the snow beginning to fill in out there this morning. We've seen mostly pretty light snow, but there are some areas of steadier snow off to the south and west in New Hampshire, Massachusetts. That will be moving in as we head towards the late morning and early afternoon, but we should get a lull at some point in the late morning hours in the snow. So mostly it snows all day, but there will be at least a pause in it. It looks like mid to late morning. So let's get a look at our current temperatures. Yeah, plenty cold for that to be sticking to the road, so just keep that in mind. It's 23 in Portland, 18 in Lewiston. Look at the single digits off to the north, 2 in Caribou, 15 in down East Maine and Calais this morning, so pretty cold, and any snow, again, will make for some slick travel out there this morning. Now notice the afternoon, we actually do get a touch above freezing, especially in mid-coast and down East Maine. That should turn things over to rain in some mid-coast and down east spots, and at the very least it will allow the roads to melt off quite a bit this afternoon. So outside of the mountains and northern Maine, I do expect big improvements to travel this afternoon, but again, it could be slick at times during the day. So winter weather alerts in place for portions of the county and down East Maine, portions of New Hampshire as well, as that's where we're going to see our highest totals of 3 to 5 inches there. Could also see that in western Maine from the Lakes region, along the Route 302 corridor through Freiburg and into New Hampshire. For almost everybody else, it's 1 to 3 inches of snow, although if you're in mid-coast Maine, Boothbay, Rockland, Camden, down towards Bar Harbor, it will likely mix with rain this afternoon, just a coating to an inch there, so nothing too significant really for anybody. Not a big deal here, but just keep in mind some slick travel possible through the day. So for today, snow, keeping things pretty chilly right around the freezing mark. Tomorrow it's a touch milder. I would say tomorrow's kind of the unofficial last day of our January thaw as it gets cold again on Monday, with another shot at some snow Sunday night into Monday morning. So let's talk about the timing of our 2 snow events we're going to see during our long weekend. Of course, if you're going skiing, this is great news for you if you have some fun MLK weekend plans. Snow today during the morning hours gives way to a bit of a lull by late morning. Notice how the snow sort of wraps up here as we head into the late morning hours, but it comes right back for the early afternoon. In fact, early afternoon, that's probably when it's heaviest today and probably when travel is most affected. Also notice the rain mixing in mid-coast and down East Maine into the afternoon. By the early evening, 4, 5, 6 o'clock or so, things will wind down pretty quickly. Clearing out a bit overnight, it should be nice and quiet as we head into Sunday. Although it's a cloudy day tomorrow, it's a quiet day with temperatures in the mid-30s. And watch what happens Sunday night. Another storm moves up the East Coast, brings the chance for light snow along the coastline. I could see this extending farther inland than this model is showing right now, but along the coastline, another inch or 2 of snow is likely Sunday night into MLK Day on Monday. This is a very early or very late Sunday night, I should say. You can see the widespread snow out there wrapping up as we head into the early morning hours of Monday. Monday itself should be a quiet day. So how much snow are we expecting with this second round Sunday night into Monday? Just a coating to an inch or 2 for most, although down East Maine could see 2 to 4 inches. We do have the note here, any shift could bring the precipitation offshore. If it shifts to the east, well, if it shifts to the west, that would increase snow totals for everybody. I think that the second option, it moving to the west, probably more likely at this point. So I would say a couple inches, not out of the question for most of us as we wake up on Monday morning. So here's what we got in store. Long weekend has 2 rounds of snow, 1 today, 1 tomorrow night into Monday. Beyond that, our good old friend, Arctic cold. It's back on Tuesday, very frigid for the rest of the week. Another shot maybe at some light snow on Wednesday night into Thursday, but no major storms are on the horizon. So no nor'easters or blizzards or anything like that, but at least a couple chances for some wintry weather. Marine forecast, 4 to 6 foot seas for today, small crafts in place. Here's your 7-day snow today, little milder tomorrow. Frigid by the time we get into Tuesday. Look at that high of 19. We're then very cold through the rest of the week, watching a little snow Wednesday night into Thursday. The big story, though, I think will be the cold, which will stick around. In fact, next week looks even colder than this upcoming week. So, yeah, Leanna, we enjoyed our January thaw for a couple weeks. Right back into the Arctic freezer this week.
Time for reality check.
Oh, yes, definitely. I know. Got to remind us that we have a long way to go with winter.
Very true. All right, thank you very much.